Today I'm having a look at another figure from my collection. This is an Figuarts or SHF figure. It's the Marvel Avengers Infinity War Doctor Strange from the Battle on Titan edition. And it's a nice older figure. This is about 4 years old here in 2025, and I've never opened it up. So I figured it's about time to get it open and check it out. Even though it's an older sculpt, older technology, it's still pretty nice. So that's the front right there. There's the side. Yep, looks cool. Bottom. This is an authentic Japanese version as well. So yeah, it's cool. Nice looking gold font on the box. Other cool side over here with some of the other magic spells. And on the back is just a standard product shot that shows different poses and things that he does. As always, for SHF, they have their instruction manuals. And this one's a doozy. It's got a bunch of goodies that you can change on them. So fairly complicated, but it's pretty easily set up where you can read it well. It also comes with this little plastic portal. It's in this protective paper, but the portal has a couple little stands on it so you can pose it like behind the figure. And this is okay. To me, it's kind of cheap, especially for it being an expensive figure. I like the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness Marvel Legends figure that has the big giant plastic one. That's just like it's really nice size, perfect sized, and it's made out of plastic, translucent plastic that the gradient colors change, and it sits flat like this, and it's a lot nicer than this. If I was going to pose Doctor Strange with a portal behind him, that's what I would use instead of this. And here's the plastic clam tray, shows everything he comes with. He's still in there in his plastic prison, but it comes with 18 different hands, which is kind of nice. Some different magic spells. It's got the green ones, which are the time spells, and the orange ones, which are, I forget what they call those ones. It's got several of those. It's got his magic sword, which is kind of the yellowish orange thing, and then it's got the ribbon band type, the crimson band type, type ribbon effect with a hand on it, which is kind of nice. Yeah, that's that one right over there. And then also it's got the, like for his time spell where he's contemplating the different futures. He's got this chest piece that pops off, the Eye of Agamotto. You take it off and you pop this onto his chest, and then it can simulate him sitting there contemplating the future. So right out of the box, here's Doctor Strange, freed from his plastic prison. And I must say, this is for an older figure, this one's pretty nice. If I had one little complaint about it, it's just this plastic part up here for the top. I don't know why they didn't make the whole cloak, just cloth and do it that way. So this system I'm not really a big fan of. But the material is nice, and you can see it's like got nice patterns on it. It looks really good. It's pretty premium feeling. It's not cheap feeling. It's sewed and has wires running down both sides and along the bottom, so you can pose it pretty well. And it's got this weird hinge system under here that you can make it so it kind of flows upwards. So it can hold its shape if you pop this thing up straight a little bit under here. You can see underneath there. It's got this little holder thing. See, yeah, you pop it up and it makes it look like it's floating or flying, which is kind of cool. It's kind of an okay gimmick. I mean, it looks decent. For an older figure, really, I like his costume the best. This costume is slightly different from the other Infinity War version that they have. There's a couple of older SHF Doctor Stranges. This costume, I think, is my favorite. I personally, myself, would probably take this cloak off, and I'd probably have to pry this part of the plastic collar off. I've got a couple of custom cloaks with custom, it's all cloth up here, and I would probably put that on instead of take this off. But you'd have to really do some work on that to do that. But it looks good right out of the box. I mean, the stock head sculpts, there's two of them. This one and the one where he has his eyes closed like he's, contemplating the future. They both look good. Pretty decent paint. Pretty decent shading. I mean, that looks pretty much like Benedict Cumberbatch. Not bad. Looks pretty good. A lot of detail on the outfit. I mean, it's very textured. It feels nice. Nice on the buckles and everything. You can see the detail. The Eye of Agamotto. That's pretty nice too. So it's pretty well done. I like it. The bracers look cool with the wraps. Even down to the feet, the boots. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Not bad at all. And of course, it's, SH Figuarts. It's got really really good articulation even for being 4 years old. It's pretty nice. We'll come back to him in just a second. Let's look at some of the other stuff. Here is the second head sculpt, the one where he's sleeping. It looks like he might be stoned or something, or taking a nap. Whoa. No, that's cool. It looks good, though. They did this one really well. And it pops right on, right with like the other one does. Decent hair, decent shading on the gray on the hair on his sides right there. Looks not bad. It's pretty good. The hair, little tassels in the front like it's hanging. Pretty realistic. I like that. Got the crimson ribbon spell thing, and it's got a hand that's already attached to it, which is kind of nice, so you don't have to worry about it coming off of a hand. I like how they did that. And you can see the spells on the actual ribbon part themselves. There's spells put on there. Excuse me. And it's pretty nice, pretty well detailed. Then there's this green translucent time spell. This goes right over the Eye of Agamotto on his chest. You pop that off and put this on, and it's kind of like encircling his body. It looks pretty neat. It's pretty accurate to the movie. I mean, that's what it looked like on him in the movie. So there's that. That's pretty cool. Yep. And then there's a bunch of different spell circles that you can pop onto his hands. And the different hands, like I said, there's 18 different hands. So you've got all kinds of different hands to use for different gestures. And you've got this kind of flaming sword thing. It's pretty cool. It's a different spell. It also has the spell cast onto its plastic on both sides, which is pretty detailed. Yeah, see the symbols and stuff? That's pretty cool. You can pop this into one of his holding hands, and it looks pretty good. Got a couple of these different spells these are the orange colored ones, and they're pretty nice looking. You can see there's a lot of detail on it, like put in on the spells written in on the plastic. These have little plastic covers on them. You can peel them off too before you put them on. So that's kind of neat. And there's 2 of those. That looks pretty good. You've got this one larger or medium-sized green time spell, and it's got a lot of detail on it too if you actually look at it. A little hard to see there, but yeah, it's nice. And like I said, they have respective hands that these go on. A couple of these medium wrist ones, time spells that are to be able to pop on his wrist. These go a little bit higher up on his forearm. And then there's a couple of little smaller ones that go actually right by his wrist. And then there's 2 of the small, actually like medium-sized forearm like little orange spells. And they're pretty nice. They have a lot of detail on them too. These look good. Yep. Pretty cool looking. I like those. Taking a quick look at Doctor Strange's articulation. He's got 2 points of articulation at the neck. Different, it's connected down here at the bottom and then up in his head. So it gives you a bit of range. You can do, side to side, decent amount of tilt. Sideways, it gets hindered a little bit by the collar. A little bit back, not that much because it bottoms out on the collar, but a decent amount down. Not bad. It's got butterfly joints on both arms. You can put the arms around on both sides. They go all the way around. It's got no real true bicep swivel, but it does swivel on the joint up in there. But the arms go up pretty high. They go up about that high, which is not bad. Single jointed elbows. Get up past 90. Not bad. Not bad there. Single joint at the waist. Free floating belt here. So that doesn't really get in the way. You can adjust that. But yeah, his torso goes, around both sides like that. Crunches forward. I want to say about, well, let's see. When you push on it, it goes forward about, I want to say about that much. Back quite a bit more. Like that. A little bit more. Seems to me I've seen on other people's videos a long time ago that it did more than this, but on mine it seems to be, it's kind of bottoming out on the belt. Almost the Eye of Agamotto is almost touching it. You want to be careful you don't do any paint rub on this because, there is quite a bit of paint on there. Underneath on here, he's got drop down, a little small 1.0 drop down mechanism on the legs. They come down just a little bit. His legs kick out, up. I want to say about that far. Back, just a little bit. This bottom skirt is nice though. It's cut in different places, so it allows quite a bit of movement, which is nice. Kind of gets up out of the way for just being a static outer piece. Let's see if it has fly swivel. It's got a little bit of rotation up here, a little bit of rotation at the joint. Single jointed legs and knees that go up I want to say about that far. So can't quite kick his own butt, but he goes up pretty high. Yep, and I don't think there's any boot swivel. No boot swivel to speak of. But it does have, you know, forward and back movement with the foot a bit. And I've heard people say that if you heat this up a little bit more, you can get a little more range out of it. And it does have a little bit of rocker, but mine is really tight out of the box. And of course, it has the SHF toe hinges on both feet. So yeah, it's pretty basic SHF articulation, but overall, it's pretty good. I like it. My biggest, like I said, my biggest complaint about this thing is this cape set up with the plastic collar. On some figures, these look okay. This, I've never been a huge fan. I've got 2 or 3 different ones of this, of these originals that have this. And most of the other ones are plastic, and this is their first attempt at doing a cloth version of the 2-piece one. And I mean, it's okay. When I get ready to display this guy, which eventually is going to happen, not right now, but when I get ready to display him, I'm going to probably take all this off, most likely. Like I said, I've got a couple of other custom capes that are made for Doctor Strange that are nice and wired. And I'll probably end up putting those on at least, you know, 1 or 2 of the figures, I'm sure. Maybe, I don't know if I'm going to end up putting it on this one, but definitely on a couple of them if I display them all. I'll get around to doing that. So, but anyway, yeah, that's it for Doctor Strange. He's a pretty good figure. You know, I'm not going to put all the spells on him and everything else. You know, it looks good when they're on him. But he's a nice figure. I like the head sculpts a lot. The head sculpts look pretty decent. I've got a custom Doctor Strange head sculpt that's really nice. It's even better than these. And I just think I have one of them, but it's a really, really good head sculpt. And I probably might pop that on whichever is going to be my primary Doctor Strange. I do actually have the Mafex Infinity War Deluxe version of Doctor Strange. And that set is actually my favorite, if you ask me. That thing is awesome. It was a lot more money. These run, I don't know what these run now, but these were 60, 70, 80, 90 bucks back in the day. I forget and how much I paid, but they're probably over 100 bucks now. But that back when I bought the Mafex one, it was like 150 bucks. But I mean, it comes with all kinds of stuff. It's got the 1,000 hands gimmick that goes onto his back. That thing is awesome. This doesn't come with that, unfortunately. I really wish it did, but probably be even more money than it was. So, but anyway, so the Mafex wins. But the SHF one, this version of the SHF is probably one of their better ones. It really is. So, well, if you stuck around and watched this, I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot for coming and checking out the video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I really do appreciate it greatly. Well, I guess that's about it for now. We will catch you later and see you down the road. See you on the next video. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye for now.